In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, and peace and blessing be upon our great Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I welcome all the visitors, attendees, and the principals, supervisors, my colleagues, and my dear students. It's my pleasure to have the honor of attending this virtual class with me. Inshallah, we are going to talk about the third lesson in Unit 3 in about word stress. Okay, I want to ask you a question before we begin. When you speak English, I think sometimes other people find it difficult to understand you. Is that right? Can anyone answer the question? Ahmed Maran, Omar Hani, Abdulaziz, anyone? Do you find it difficult to understand what you are saying sometimes?
Yes, maybe sometimes.
Okay, so if so, you might not be using stress correctly, pronouncing words with the correct stress, and make a big difference to your English. Your English will sound clearer and more natural. One more question. Can anyone answer me this question? Do you know what stress means?
Teacher, I can answer it.
I can answer this.
Your name, please.
Omar Hani.
Okay, who else can answer this question?
I can answer it too.
Okay, so Omar Hani, go ahead, no problem.
Stress is the relative emphasis that may be given to certain syllables in a word or certain words in verse or sentence.
Okay, that sounds great. Now have a look at these words to see if syllables are the same or some of them are stressed. Okay, now pay attention please with this PowerPoint presentation. Okay, let's start. So I'll ask you here about the number of syllables in these words. Okay. Now the first word here is the word fast. How many syllables does this word consist of? Yes. Who can answer this?
Can I answer, teacher?
Okay, go ahead.
1 syllable.
Just one syllable. Right, great. The second one. The word person. How many syllables does this word consist of?
Can I answer?
Yes.
2.
Can you pronounce them separately?
Person.
Person, right. 2 syllables. Okay, great. After that, the word beautiful. Who can tell me the number of syllables?
Teacher?
Can I answer
Okay.
this one?
Answer.
Oh, Omar, okay.
3 syllables.
Can we pronounce them separately?
Beautiful.
Beautiful, yes, right. Okay. And in American English here, you can pronounce the word like D, beautiful, because it is followed by vowel. Okay, 3 syllables, right. After the word information, how many syllables does this word consist of?
Can I answer, teacher?
Can I answer,
Can.
teacher?
No, Salim, can you hear me? Salim, are you there? Hassan Yassin?
Yes.
Salim, can you answer? If you can answer, if you can hear me, answer this question, please.
Teacher, can I answer,
4.
Hassan? See?
4 syllables, okay. Can you say them, please?
In. For.
Yes.
Nation.
Yes, information, 4 syllables, right. University, how many syllables are there here in this word?
Can I answer, teacher? Hassan.
Okay, okay.
5 syllables.
5 syllables. Can you say them?
University. City.
Yes, city, yes, 5 syllables. Employ. Pay attention for this word, employ. How many syllables?
Teacher?
Okay.
3.
3 syllables. Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Are you sure they are 3 syllables? Who can tell me?
It's 2.
2 syllables, right. Employ. Yes. The last one here, employee, this different one. Different word with more vowel sound. So how many syllables here?
3.
Yes, 3 syllables. Employee. Okay. Yes, they are 3 syllables. That sounds great. Okay. Good. You should know that in linguistics, and particularly phonology, stress or accent is the relative emphasis or prominence given to certain syllable in a word or to certain word in a phrase sentence. That emphasis is typically caused by such properties as increased loudness and the vowel length, full articulation of the vowel, and the changes in tone. Word stress, also called the lexical stress, is the emphasis a speaker places on specific syllable in a multi-syllable word. But first, we need to talk about syllables because we don't have to worry about stress in the word as long as it is one syllable. Okay, now here comes the time for one of the students, Ahmad Marwan, to give a brief presentation about some examples of the misunderstanding that happen when you stress the wrong syllable of the word. Ahmad Marwan, can you hear me well?
Of course, I can hear you.
Okay, now start sharing your screen and show us what have you done.
Okay.
Just go ahead, Ahmad. We can see you now.
Misunderstanding when you're using word stress wrongly. First example, ice cream. If you pronounce it ice cream, there's be a whole difference in meaning.
That's great, right?
After that, discus. If you pronounce it discuss, it will be a big difference also.
Good.
Example 3 is desert. It's a very dry place with a little rainfall. Drink a lot of water if you travel in the desert. If you pronounce it desert, it will be a verb to stop helping someone by leaving them. For example, don't desert me now. I need your help.
Yes, you mean that if you pronounce it desert, it is different from dessert. Noun and verb. Okay, right.
Yes.
Great.
And if you want to avoid this misunderstanding, you need to pronounce the syllable longer in duration, higher in pitch, louder in volume.
Okay, great. Ahmad Marwan. Okay, excellent. Great. Greet your friend.
Thanks, Mr. Ahmed.
Ahmad Marwan. Right. Great. Okay,
Thank
now.
you.
Thanks, Ahmed.
Now, here comes the time to introduce my dear guest, Dr. Gail Slater, English language teacher from New York City. It's my pleasure to be with you in this virtual class. Dr. Gail, can you hear me? Dr. Gail, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, now you can share your screen just right now, Dr. Gail.
Sure. Oops. Hi, boys. How are you?
Hi, Dr. Gail. How are you? Are you good? Okay, it's my pleasure to be with us in this virtual class, Dr. Gail. As you know, word stress is especially hard for native speaker to master. Mistakes in word stress are common cause of misunderstanding in English, and stressing the wrong syllable in a word can make the word very difficult to hear and understand sometimes. Yes, you agree. Sure. Now, if you can give us some of the main rules of word stress to make it easy for us or for the students to master pronouncing the stress correctly.
Yes, well, I will certainly try. Thank you for having me in your class today.
Yes, you are welcome.
So now I'm going to get to the page I need. Bear with me.
Yes.
One more minute, waiting for the opportunity to share.
Okay, take your time.
Well, let's see if I can click on share. The share button is not lighting up, but let me see here. Uh-oh, let me see. Oh, okay, I got it.
Okay.
So let me know when you can see. Oh, okay. Can you see the page that begins with what is word stress?
Yes, yes, we can say it. I think it's clear now.
You know this, I would like to give an example of what language sounds like without word stress. Word stress, all the words sound the same. Everything is monotone. People sound like robots. Okay? Well, you don't have to answer individually, but I just gave an example of speaking without word stress. And I did sound like a robot, correct?
Okay.
So, yes, do you understand?
Yes, yes, you are as you.
Okay. So anyways, your student helped with this process of explaining what word stress is, but explain further. In English, the individual sounds of a word, i.e., which means that is, syllables, pronounced with the same weight. One syllable, just one syllable, receives more emphasis than the others. Okay? And Mr. Mohammed assures me you understand what a syllable is. Okay?
Yes.
For example, there are 3 syllables in the word beautiful, and that was one of your examples earlier. And here you can see B-E-A-U is large capital letters, or uppercase, as you like to say, to let us know that this is the syllable that gets emphasized, okay? The one that is stronger than the others. So the word stress falls on the first one, beau, okay? And again, I just said here, anything that is capitalized is the syllable that is the one that we have to emphasize, okay? The one that is stressed. Now, features of a stressed syllable. Now you know that you need to emphasize a particular vowel in a specific syllable of a word. However, you might still wonder exactly how to do so. Let's take a look at a native speaker's speech pattern. When a native speaker stresses a syllable in a word, this is what they do. Okay, here's some features. And I think in your PowerPoint, your students' PowerPoint, some of these were mentioned. You produce a longer vowel. Think of the word beautiful. Beautiful. It's a little longer than the I in t and in full. Beautiful. Raise the pitch of the syllable to a higher level. You don't say beautiful, you say beautiful. And again, say the syllable louder. Beau sounds a little louder than the rest of the word. Pronounce it.
Mr. Gill, sorry for interruption, but I think one of friends is raising his hand on to ask a question.
Sure.
Hassan, yes, go ahead. You can ask now.
Teacher, there is no problem with stress if a word has one syllable. Is that right?
Yes, if it's a one-syllable word, then you don't have to worry, if that's what you mean.
Okay, right. Good. Go ahead, Mr. Gill.
It's one part stronger than the other. Like my name, Gail, it's one syllable.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Very good. So pronounce it with clarity means to be clear with your speech so others can understand you. And what happens is you create a more distinct facial movement. When you pronounce some syllables stronger than others using word stress, your face will actually move in a unique way, okay? Now, you don't have it, I don't think you have it in Arabic or English, but there are sounds, for example, in German, another language that I teach, they have like ü, okay? So you make very distinctive facial.
But Dr. Gill, sorry, but I think you can speak German well, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm fluent.
But I think stress is not common in other language. I'm not sure about that.
You know, I studied Spanish as well. There was some memorization of the third So, you know, but if you think about it, all the languages, they don't sound like robots, you know. But yeah, when I studied German, I didn't really have to think about word stress. So you're right. It's probably more important in English, somewhat in Spanish. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard Italian. Italian sounds so musical. They do a lot of up and down with the language, but German, not so much.
Nice, yes, right.
More like monotone. Okay. So there are two very simple rules about word stress. One word has only one stress. Okay. So you will not have to worry about emphasizing two syllables in the word. Okay. Just let me read this. One word cannot have two stresses. If you hear two stresses, you hear two words. Two stresses cannot be one word. But that's all a lot of explanation for this main point. One word has only one stress. It is true there can be a secondary stress in some words, but a secondary stress is much smaller than the main primary stress and is only used in long words. There aren't so many really long words in English, but if you do get a really long word, you still only have one major word stress, but there could be a second stress not as strong. Okay, it doesn't mean all the other parts are equal, but that's a lot of information, and I don't want to get you worried about word stress. Yes. Okay, so the second rule, we can only stress vowels, not consonants. So when I gave you the example of the word beautiful, it's the vowels that we are stressing, not really B. Okay. So below, I have indicated rules that can help you to understand where to put the stress, but do not rely on them too much because there are many exceptions. It is better to feel the music of the language and to add the stress naturally. Another recommendation I would make is maybe to memorize, like remember that beautiful is the emphasis on the first syllable, the word stress. Otherwise, it's just easier that way. You're young and it's easy to memorize language that way. Okay.
Yes.
So, nevertheless, we will review the rules. Word stress rules. There are two very simple, oops, no, that's the wrong, here we go. If there is, the stress is on the first syllable, like the word, okay. Now we have to, they have different rules depending on whether the word is a noun, an adjective, or we'll see later on as a verb. Okay. Most two-syllable nouns have the stress on the first syllable. Let me read these. Present, export, China, table. You can see that the words are, the letters are large, uppercase for the syllable that is emphasized. Okay, most two-syllable adjectives. Present, slender, clever, happy. Now, I don't know if you know these words. Slender means thin. Clever means smart. I think you know what happy means. Yeah.
Yes, they are all happy with your existence today.
Oh, thank you. Now, if the stress is on the last syllable, okay, that happens with most two-syllable verbs. Present, like your teacher, Mr. Mohammed, said, may I present Dr.
Yes.
Gale, for example. Well, Dr. Gale, yes. Export, I am exporting goods to another country. Decide, begin.
Yes.
And there are many two-syllable words in English whose meaning and class change with a change in stress. The word present, for example, is a two-syllable word. If we stress the first syllable, it is a noun. which is a gift. Like, I have a present for you. Or an adjective opposite of absent. Like, maybe the teacher asks if you are here, and you're like, present. Okay? But if we stress the second syllable, it becomes the verb. To offer. May I present the teacher? Okay? Don't worry about the rest of it. Now, this is a big word, penultimate. And it means the second from the end. So not the last syllable, but the second last. Okay? They have some clues here. If the word ends in IC, then the syllable before that is emphasized, like graphic, geographic, geologic. And then we have words ending in jeune, which looks like cyan, but it's jeune. And let's say revelation. Okay, so we have television, revelation. How much time do we have, Mr. Mohammed?
Okay, yes. But Dr. Gil, I want to say something about this. I think it will be most useful for them. I think we double the final letter when a one syllable verb ends in a consonant, plus vowel plus consonant, like the verb stop, rob, sit. You have to double the last one. Okay. Also, we double the final letter when a word has more than one syllable, like the word begin, refer. You have to double it if there is stress on the second syllable.
Okay, thank you. So let's look at stress on the, okay, this is anti-penultimate. I don't expect you to remember these words. It's the third from the end. If you have words ending in CY, TY, PHY, and GY, then look at the word democracy. Okay, democracy. 4 syllables, so M-O is emphasized. Democracy. Dependability. Photography. Geology. And then words ending in AL. Critical. Geological. Is that a question? Okay. Now, compound nouns. Mr. Mohammed, has your class studied compound nouns?
Yes, they have compound nouns in this lesson. The stress on the first word.
Oh, very good. Blackbird, greenhouse. Greenhouse is where you grow the plants. Even in winter, it's warm. The house is made of glass, okay? So for compound adjectives, the stress is on the second part. Okay, bad-tempered, like a person who gets angry quickly. Old-fashioned. The stress is on the second part. Understand, overflow. Okay.
That's okay.
I think that's it for that. So do we have time for the quiz, Mr. Mohammed?
Yes, I think there's time. Feel free. Don't take your time. No problem about time. Don't worry about time.
Does the class go till 9?
Okay, pay attention, please, my students. Dr. Gale is going to give you a quiz now. Just pay attention and try to answer correctly as much as you can. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, pay attention, please. I want you to get good marks.
Can you see the quiz?
Yes, I think so. Can you see them? Can you see it, my friends?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, we can.
We can see this.
Okay, okay, good.
Okay.
It's a good idea from Dr. Gale to make you a quiz at the end of the class.
Yes, and we'll see how we did. We can test get our grade. But there's so many rules, and I don't expect you to remember them right away. So it's best to just listen to how I pronounce the word. I'll say it in the sentence, and then I'll say, and then if you students can tell me, volunteer to answer, whether the answer number 1 on top or answer number 2.
Okay.
So number 1, can you pass me a plastic knife? Plastic. Can anybody tell me first or second answer? Plastic.
Can I answer?
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
The second answer.
Plastic.
Yes, I think it's the second answer.
Well, listen to my native language. Plastic.
Can I answer?
Yes.
It's plastic.
Thank you. Oh, you sound American. Plastic with our A's. The
Yeah.
British pronounce it. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes. 2. I want to be a photographer. Photographer. Anyone?
Can I answer?
Sure.
The second one.
Yes, photographer. Very good. Number 3. Which photograph do you like best? Photograph.
Can I answer?
Yes, please.
The first word.
Yes, photograph. The emphasis is on the first. Number 4. He was born in China. China.
Can I answer?
Yes.
It's China. Number 1.
Thank you. Wonderful. And 5. Whose computer is this? Computer.
May I answer the question?
Can I
Thank
answer?
you. Mr. Mohammed, you decide.
Yes.
I
Yes, we
know,
have already mentioned it.
but I mean, like, who should answer?
Yes, Omar.
Okay.
have-
Thank you.
Okay.
Computer.
Computer. Number 1.
Thank you very much. Number 8. I can't decide which book to borrow. Decide.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Decide, the second one.
Thank you. Number 7. You understand what she was saying? Understand?
Can I answer?
Yes, thank you.
I think the second one.
Yes. Understand. Good. Otherwise, the first one is understand. Can't really say. Okay. Number 8. Voting in elections is your most important duty. Important.
May I answer the question?
Yes, thank you.
The first one.
Yes, very good.
Good,
Number
Abdul.
9. Good. We had a really interesting conversation. Conversation. Anyone? Conversation. Yes.
Can I answer? I
Yes.
think it's the second one.
Yes, it is. Very good. And number 10. How do you pronounce this word? Pronounce.
Can I answer this question?
Thank you. Yes,
It's second one. It's second.
it is. Thank you. So let's check our answers.
Yes, let's see how many marks they get.
Yeah. See, we're all brilliant.
Oh, yes, 100%. Great. Great yourself and Dr. Gail, please.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
It's exciting, really exciting.
It was my pleasure, but we ran out of time, correct?
It's okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Does anyone have any question for Dr. Gill before leaving?
Yes, I have. May I ask a question, please?
Sure.
Yes, hello, dear. I want to ask you about this quiz. Can you tell me from where can I get this quiz from the internet? The title of this quiz for teachers, not for students. This online quiz, I like this online quiz for the students. So we want to apply it and use it in our classes. I would like to know what is the name of this online quiz.
Okay, colleague. I have the link. Okay, I can send it to you. No problem. Just communicate with Mr. Mohamed Ghander and I send him the link. No problem.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, you are welcome.
Great.
Okay, Omar Hani, I think you had a question for Dr. Gill.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, hello.
Will the native speaker completely misunderstand me if I don't use the stress correctly?
It depends. Remember that word in the PowerPoint? Dessert? There might be a temporary misunderstanding. I think the person can figure it out. If you say, please don't desert me,
but he may get bored quickly.
Don't desert me, they'll be like, the person will be confused for, maybe 1 minute or half a minute, but then they will understand what you mean.
Okay.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Ahmed Marwan, I think you have a last question for Dr. Gail.
Yes, I have. Are there any regular cases for this stress rules?
Can you repeat the question?
Again, Ahmed.
Are there any irregular cases for this stress rules?
Yes, with so many aspects of language, there are always exceptions. Yes.
Okay. One last question. I think there is a guest here called Mr. Hassan Sadiq.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to thank Dr. Gail for this lovely meeting. It's been a real pleasure, and I think the kids are enjoying this class. I'm a teacher from the American section at our school, Al-Aqiq, and I thank Dr. Gail. It must be really, really late at night. I must be up at night. I really appreciate that, and thank you for the nice effort, mashallah.
And we have to thank you, Mr. Hassan, for your attendance.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay. Now, thank you, Dr. Gail, for your participation and your time. I am really grateful and thankful to you so much.
Well, it was my pleasure. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, Mr. Hassan Jarrah, Mr. Jamal, Mr. Mohamed Gandar, anyone can say a word. حد محتاج يقول كلمة أو حاجة في النهاية؟ Mr. عمر.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن
وعليكم
الرحيم.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. مستر حسن تفضل.
أتوجه لكم شكرا جزيلا أستاذ النوايا، كذلك للضيفة الكريمة مدعوها شكرا كثير. أيضا نرحب مرة أخرى بالضيوف الكرام من قبل التعليم الأهلي أو من مكتب الجنوب. أسعدنا وجودهم وتشريفهم، وحيي أبناء الطلاب ونتمنى لهم جميعا التوفيق ويعني المعلمات والمعلمين والضيوف ايضا لهم الحب والتقدير شاكر. شكرا لك استاذ وعفاك الله يعطيك العافيه. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام. جزاك الله مستر حسن، بارك الله فيك. ربنا جزاك الله خير.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام. مستر عمر تفضل.
أستاذ محمد الله يجزاك خير مستر وأبناء الطلاب، ونشكر الدكتورة على حضورها، ونشكر أبناء على تفاعلهم، وأيضا نشكر كل الحضور من الزملاء والزميلات، ونسأل الله عز وجل لكم التوفيق. الحقيقة استمتعنا وجزاكم الله خير وشكرا لكم.
جزاك الله مستر عمر، بارك الله فيك. جزاك الله خير. ماشي مثلا. شكرا لجميع الحضور يا جماعة، وإن شاء الله ربنا يوفق الجميع بأمر الله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.